Well, good morning cruise fans, and welcome back to Ray and Sue's travel channel. And we're on day 7 of our 7-day cruise on the beautiful Explorer of the Seas. We're coming to you from deck 12 of Explorer, and in today's video we are in Dubrovnik, that beautiful city on the Dalmatian coast. And we're going to be getting off today, and we're going to go off into the town and perhaps take a look around the old city, although there is already a video of Dubrovnik on our channel, Ray and Sue's travel channel, so check that out if you haven't, and we'll leave a link in the top right hand corner. But I just thought I would also give you a view of the bay and an initial look at Dubrovnik and the beautiful marina and residences along the coastal edge. So stay with us today as we go for a panoramic tour around Dubrovnik, and it'll be a pleasure to be able to share that beautiful city with you. Stay tuned. Okay, so on the port side of the ship, of course, is the other side of the bay here in Dubrovnik, and there is a lovely outlook in terms of the side of the hills and the residences, etc. This obviously is the cruise port. So we'll have excursion buses and various buses below awaiting their customers. Taxis, of course, we believe that there's a hop-on, hop-off bus tour that comes in and out of here as well. But I also thought I would share with you the beautiful view of the other inlet with a absolutely fantastically designed suspension bridge that goes across to the other side of the inlet. How beautiful is that? So that's Dubrovnik so far, and of course there are some lovely yachts that are moored down near the bridge in the far distance. And of course we're here on the beautiful Explorer of the Seas, and we'll be getting off in a little while, as I said, and we'll be sharing as much of this as we can. So stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back cruise fans, and here we are now off of the beautiful Explorer of the Seas in Dubrovnik. We're in Dubrovnik today, and we're going to go off and take a look around the port and the town. I just thought I would give you a quick little scan of the marina across the way, but also in port with us today is Norwegian Gem. Lovely looking ship, lovely paint job on it. We've not sailed on Norwegian, but hope to do so at some time in the future. So Norwegian Gem in the port with Explorer of the Seas. So as you get off the Explorer of the Seas in Dubrovnik, they lay on some transfer buses which you can get for $20 round trip. The other transport links are a little inadequate, to be frank, so we're going to go into the old town and we're going to take a little look around, see what we can find. But it's $20 with the cruise line. Transfer shuttle bus will drop you off in the same spot as it picks you up on the way back. So if you want to get into the old town of Dubrovnik, that's the way to do it. So of course it needs the bus to fill up, but we are waiting patiently, and we'll be moving our transfer anytime soon. And the transfer bus leaving the port. And a bit of traffic in the port today, but a lovely marina and a little tube train if you want a little short tour around on the trolley bus. And eventually the traffic subsides and we can get to where we need to go. beautiful view over the old city. Okay, so welcome to Dubrovnik. Having considered transfer and transport options into the city, we elected to take the transfer bus with the cruise line. It was 20 bucks round trip, and it brought us down to this square by the old town, which we'll have a little look at, but we hope to explore other areas of Dubrovnik as well as the old town, so stay tuned. Okay, so if you make use of the local bus services, most of them stop here, which is just adjacent to the old city itself, and we're going to take a walk up the main street just to see what else we can see before going into the old. A lovely hotel here, the Grand Imperial in Dubrovnik. Lovely little place, quite palatial, and others up the street. A wonderful outlook over the old city itself. How nice is that? One of the local residents here down on the bottom left. And the Imperial Terrace, part of the interior Imperial Hotel, and another nice looking terrace, perhaps a restaurant or a cafe or bar. And there are some local bus services which will take you around Dubrovnik, and information of which we will find out in due course. Okay, so when you arrive here in Dubrovnik, in the central square, there is a information centre here that will give you lots and lots of useful information about the old city and other places of interest, so check it out. And of course it's by one of the main entrances, which is where we're going to go now. And you can get walking tours around the old city, which is quite useful, quite informative. Okay, so also here in Dubrovnik there is like a little panorama tour that you can get. It's a 1 hour city tour and it will cost you 25 euros per person, and it just goes around in one big circle, no drops. And so here in the square as well, there are some lovely little bars and cafes that you can frequent if you would like, and some stores across on the left hand side, but there are some fantastic views that I'd just like to show you in a moment, so stay tuned. And of course there are some lovely buildings, government buildings and private buildings, and here there is a mass of private walking tours for the tourists, which is always nice to see. But more importantly, in a little while I will just show you over this balustrade a very tantalising view of the rocks and parts of the ruins of the old encampments. And of course, if you're feeling energetic, you can do yourself a kayak adventure through the rough seas, or alternatively you can get yourself one just to row on your own, or go into the old city. And a lovely square with some fantastic cafes and bars where you can get yourself something to eat, and down on the little gravel beach, a higher area for those canoes, and an absolutely fantastic view over the edge. And Susie's here with me today. Hello Susie, how are you? We're enjoying Dubrovnik, and we're going to go into the old city in a little while, so stay tuned. And a few jewellery stores, selling knickknacks, etc. And a beautiful view up the hillside with lovely plants, lovely colourful green areas. How nice is that? And so the beautiful but busy town of Dubrovnik, and here's the entrance to the old town, the old walled city, which we're going to go across in a moment. I just thought I would share with you the rest of the surroundings and the beautiful side of the beach, where you can get your canoe boats. And as we walk into the walled city ourselves, there's a stairwell there, but also some slopes, so it makes it as accessible as possible. And some very helpful maps over in the far corner, and the archway to get into the city itself. So we'll take the opportunity to go down the slope here, just to give an idea of accessibility. We hope this is useful information for you for your trip into Dubrovnik and the old walled city. So, fairly easy to navigate, and a very small opening to actually get into the city itself. So, let's go there now, through the archway. Okay, so we'll go through the archway into the open square, where there's a variety of activities, a Salvador Dali exhibition and a tourist centre, and a beautiful church, absolutely fantastic looking facades. And if you're feeling energetic and you want to go up on the top of the wall, you can do so here. And a simply beautiful and stunning part of Dubrovnik, and of course massively fortified and protected during the World Wars, and a simply stunning place to be and to go. Dubrovnik has stunning streets with shops and cafes and bars either side, and also quaint little alleyways which you can frequent on both sides, hiding some lovely little artisan shops and significant stairwells, and lovely streets, main streets, and a beautiful church that we can see here just in front of us, and a beautiful interior. And now through an archway around to the back of Dubrovnik, Old Town, around to the Marina. And so as you come through the archway, you're greeted by some nice little restaurants, somewhere to buy some ice cream, and the Marina side of the city itself, and a variety of little boat tours that are going out, and the sellers are here, and a charming little marina, and the beautiful backdrop, which is the residential areas and the hillsides, and lots of boat trips going out. 15 euros for an hour's boat trip around. And as we go around to the right here, more small boats in the marina, and a really busy area in itself. And one of the boat trip excursions, getting ready to leave with a large group of people, and a panoramic view of the rest of the marina. And the cable car will cost you about 20 euros and will give you a better perspective on the whole bay. And the walkways and streets are peppered with restaurants and various museums. This is Attribution. And an absolutely beautiful outlook across the little bay here, and a fantastic view. And a nice little swimming area and boating area. Some of the locals enjoying a refreshing dip. And a little area around the back of the walled city for a refreshing swim. And how lovely is that? View from the jetty, the little jetty by the walled city, is this fantastic panoramic view across the bay. And the beautiful marina along the side of the cruise port. Very lovely yachts and a couple of very lovely cruise ships. The trip from the old town is very quick. This one takes about 10 minutes on the return leg. The outbound leg was a little bit busier and a bit of traffic, but we've had a straight through trip. Okay, so as you come back into the port on your bus transfer, you get to see the beautiful Explorer of the Seas, and of course Norwegian Gem to her rear. And when you are dropped off here, there is a nice little market that they've set up here as well. So if there's a few little things that you're interested in getting, a few little knickknacks, maybe a few mementos to take home with you, then here's a little market to help you do that. And as well as the little market, there's also a couple of little cafes and a goods store, and we're going to be going back on board now and finding a nice cold drink and a nice cold pool. Okay, and some more useful information for you. If you want to get to the old town, it will cost you 18 euros one way in a taxi, and if you want to do the panorama tour, it's 60 euros per hour. So we've been in Dubrovnik today. We've shared with you some of the parts of the old town and also some of the parts of Dubrovnik outside of that town. So we're back in the port and we're getting back on board the beautiful Explorer of the Seas, and we want to thank you for coming along with us today on this tour of Dubrovnik. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope it's giving a bit of tips and advice that you can use to efficiently and cost effectively navigate your way around the port. And we're on day 7 of our Explorer of the Seas cruise around Greece and Croatia, and I just thought I would share with you one last glimpse of Dubrovnik and the big suspension bridge across the peninsula. We hope that's been useful for you. And today we've been into the town and we've shared a few tips and tricks. And if you have any comments or questions, then please let us have them below. And of course, as we leave the port here in Dubrovnik, there's a melee of small boats that are going to escort us from the port, which is always nice to see. And in the far distance there, the Marina and the beautiful Norwegian Gem is also in port with us today. So we are now leaving. We've had a lovely day here in the port, and we hope you've enjoyed Dubrovnik as much as we have. So if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them at the bottom of this video. If it's been useful for you, then please consider liking and subscribing. And that was Dubrovnik. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next Tips for Travellers video. Bye bye. And if you like this video, why not check out our channel, Ray and Sue's Travel Channel, where you'll find a raft of other cruise videos covering the Far East, the Middle East, the Mediterranean and the Caribbean and Mexico. So please leave us any comments that you'd like, and consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It's through your subscription that this channel can grow.